Hi everybody, welcome to a new episode of Two Hands on Radio. Another exciting, fun-filled festival of frivolity. What are the words begin with F? Trying a little alliteration there, just for the people that are new to the channel. It's always good to throw that in. Here we are, almost 7 o'clock in the evening. I've had this one in the to be reviewed box for a long time, and I just thought it was time we take a look at it. It's the Sangean PT-80. If you remember, many months ago we looked at a Sangean PT-10. Well, in 2011 they released 3 radios, Sangean did, the PT-10, PT-50, and PT-80. PT-80 being the top of that line. Anyway, we had a lot of fun with the PT-10. That thing was just neat. And I did find out on the PT-10 and 50 and 80 that these rivets right here are actually snaps for the butter soft leather case that the owner's manual talks about. I'm not lucky enough to have the case. When you hear the price of this, you'll say it's all okay. Found this in a thrift store, and the total price on it was $22.85 after tax. The retail on this PT-80 in 2011 was $169. So I think I got a good deal. Now the bad part, that was the good. Now the bad part is medium wave does not work at all. It is completely dead. And I hate going over stuff, trying to review stuff that doesn't work. It may not work well, but at least it works. And I hate going over stuff that's half baked. And but like I said, it's been in the bottom of the review box and kind of covered up, and the review box is getting pretty empty. And which is a great time to say, if you'd like to help the channel continue, there is a donate link right down there in the description, where you can donate through PayPal, $1, $5, $10, whatever you feel inspired to do. All that money goes to buy radios like this and to keep the channel going. And let's fill the to be reviewed box back up. Anyway, well, we got that part out of the way. Now we can get into this. It has 45 memories. Not much. It has 18 memories on 2 different levels for shortwave, 2 different pages, I think it comes down to. It has 9 for FM, 9 for medium wave, and 9 for long wave. So it's got some memories. Now it will do a kind of a search and store function. It'll search and then store whatever it finds in the memory, or you can manually store it in there as well. I'm more interested in just looking around to see what is happening in the moment. For shortwave, I don't see much need. It changes so much that I don't see any need to store anything. Never have, and probably don't see that ever changing. The shortwave range on this is 2.3 to 26.1 megahertz. It's not continuous in its search. It has different bands. It goes through the international shortwave bands. However, you can manually enter a frequency in and say you can go to 8 megahertz. And you can tool around, or 6980 or 6935 or 5850, whatever you want to do. You can jump around. You can jump around in there. Speaking of 5850, let's just come down 850 to 5 megahertz. Have you heard the 2019 budget, federal budget, whatever you call it? They're going to eliminate WWV and close the Colorado station. Hawaii and Colorado will be closed, so we will lose our WWV time signal, 2500, 5 megahertz, 10 megahertz, 15 megahertz, 20 megahertz, and sometimes 25. We'll lose all that. I thought that's a real kick in the balls, if you ask me. And I don't normally talk like that, but that's what it is. And hate to see it. Anyway, I digress. Back to the PT-80. So we can get around quite a bit of range with this thing. The size of it, it's very similar in size to a Sony ICF 70 SW7600 GR. God, that model number is hard to remember. It's so long and cantankerous. 7.2 inches across, 4.72 inches high, 1.57 inches thick. Has a 34-inch antenna, weighs a ton, and we already got the 2011. There went it was either an earthquake or I just pulled my notes out and put them in my pocket, one of the two. Nice size speaker, maybe a 3-inch speaker, I suppose, maybe 2.5 or so. We've got a light button. Nobody can see that out here, but it actually does work. On-off button, sleep. It's got a sleep timer. This thing is a complex little radio. Looks a lot like, it kind of has that feel of the 909X, kind of. You can kind of see shades of that in this area right here. And it is complex, but we'll try to keep it around 30 minutes. An alarm clock, which I still say no serious radio ought to have an alarm. I have an alarm on my phone. I have an alarm clock. I have an alarm on my tablet. I don't need alarms. I found with that Sony, the standby A and B, 2 different alarms. But if you accidentally press that button while it's in the case, you get woke up at weird times. And that's when I decided no real radio ought to have an alarm. And anyway, I digress again. Could be a whole show of digression. Lock button to lock all these keys up to where you don't bang stuff around. Tuning wheel, very nice, just like the 909X. Smooth little tuning wheel. Click it and you go in from slow to fast mode. Then you've got tuning, if I can see, tuning buttons up here that are fast tune. Then you can fine tune down here, direct entry keypad, all the standard good stuff that we really like. And then we get on this side and it really lights up the world. We have single sideband fine tuning, single sideband on and off, tone low and high, volume wheel, single sideband. Oh my, when it's an FM, the little tuning light glows green. And when you go to single sideband, it turns red to let you know you're in SSB. And then when you actually lock in on a single sideband transmission, it turns orange. I haven't seen it do that yet, so it could be kind of cool. Might get kind of excited with that, I don't know. Backside, we've got a little world map. We've got all our frequencies. You can see, I don't know if I can get in here. If I focus and bang stuff around, if you can see all the ranges and things, and that way I don't have to read everything to everybody and you can just see it. And there's a lot of gaps everywhere. That's okay, because we can get through those gaps and we can do our own thing if we want to. Left-hand side, we've got a place for a shortwave external antenna. It does not disconnect the medium wave ferrite bar inside, so it's just for shortwave. DX local switch, we'll keep it on DX for a while. Stereo and mono on the headphones, very, very cool. DC adapter, which I suppose is included if you'd paid the full price for it, but sitting in a little thrift shop, there wasn't anything, you know. This is what I got. 4 AA batteries are also tucked in here. 34-inch antenna. I think we're about ready to roll. I'm just curious as to what it can do. It's very neat on the antenna. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it pulls up about an extra 1/4 inch, and that way I can set this all the way flat if I wanted to. And that antenna is perfectly straight up, just how we like it. So that's kind of cool. And let's just see what we got. We'll take a quick tour of FM just for the audio quality. Don't want to tear you around there too long, or YouTube will get nervous and kick it all out, and that'll be the end of it. And see if I can remember how to get into FM band. There's the AM. It's what I was talking about, AM. Of course, it's got mute on tuning when you're going that big of a jump. When you get down into the fine tuning, it eliminates that mute, which is kind of nice. But you can see that's all we're going to get on AM, so who cares? Long wave, it's the United States. We might get a beacon someplace. I've heard stuff on 252 before, but really not worth trying. Well, you can see the volume is pretty good.
Look, I can't do the things I need to do without the kind of restorative sleep my pillow gives me night after night. And now for the summer, my pillow's brought back their best.
Very neat. The audio is exceptional. Worth the $22 just for that. Oh, we're back in the disco era. Oh, that's probably gonna get me in trouble. That's just cool. Man, that's neat. Ah, there's more my speed. So let's get into shortwave, because like I said, medium wave is nothing all the way across, and that's not all bad. I mean, if you've got a good shortwave radio, who cares? And for 22 bucks, we're going to take what we can get. It'll be all right. But we'll just hold the button down and let's just see what it does, see what it finds for us. And I could go through and manually just turn and flip buttons and turn and do all that, but it would turn into a 2-hour video, and I don't know that anybody wants to sit through all that. And maybe pretty long. This does kind of scan slow, but that's okay. We're going back to 2011, so that's why. I'm trying to think of any of the other little functions there. I think the clock is 12 and 24. I just set it for 12 for this one. Just for no reason at all. I just set that. Okay, and it just does that one band and then skips over, and that's all it does. And then we can shortwave select. Let's get back into shortwave. Okay, and then we can move. We use our shortwave select button to move around the bands, then the different international bands. I thought maybe it would continuously take off and just go. It doesn't. Sangean's good at that. They stay just in one side, in one band, and scans through it and just keeps going over and over and over. And if you're not paying attention, you don't get anywhere.
9 and hitting over 30 over 9 with.
Well, that was pretty good for 60 meter. Okay, now we should get somewhere. See if it picks up 5 megahertz, maybe. Should. 7 o'clock at night. There it is. WWV lightly there. Everybody says, oh, we rely on technology so much now, we don't need WWV anymore. I say, well, when shit hits the fan, you're going to wish you had WWV, but that's just my personal opinion. Y'all are really going to be up the creek without a paddle if the internet and all the technology fails. The only thing you have is a radio. Anyway, wow, did I just go on a rant? 2 hands just takes off on a WWV rant. I just hate to see it go. Anyway. Silly internet. Oh, okay, we already did that. So you see how you can get, oops. And then you hit the wrong button because I'm looking over my shoulder here. There we go. I do wish it would just go. If you say scan, then take off.
Made security door.
This is the info war.
Man, I tell you, this thing is... This is just solar flux index of 67 today, so it's in the toilet. And it's already doing really good on shortwave. But I kind of got to watch over my shoulder to see when it starts over again, so we'll keep moving. And it's interesting, I've seen it on different Sangean models. I've seen where it will, let's go back here. Oops. I've seen different models to where all of a sudden it'll scan a lot longer. It'll get out of the international band for a bit, and sometimes it skips. It's kind of interesting, and I never can figure out the pattern to it. But I think it did. This one did that same thing. It just kind of zipped on into almost a 31 meter. I don't know.
On the telephone conference.
Maybe I just wasn't watching close enough. That could be. Let's see if we get 10 here. Nope, it starts over. So we can enter in.
31 north to 38 north.
There you go.
3 west and 49 west, winds to 30 knots, east 8 feet. 2 for hour forecast, low 39 north, 46 west. From 31 north to 42 north, between 41 west.
There's WWV at 10 megahertz. They do other things besides just the time.
2 for hour forecast, low.
Oh, I did it again. Boy, isn't that confusing? Even for such a trained professional as myself. I hit the wrong button on occasion. Those two shouldn't be that close together. Very cool. I hear critters making noise. I kind of get nervous. Okay, then we start over. See what's here and try the single sideband here in a moment. I think it's a rabid chipmunk that's listening to me. Could be.
Fueron espectaculares. En 2012, las dos compañías.
Okay, let's keep moving now. Let's see what we can get here. Might be getting too late in the day for this, but we can poke around at it. Maybe, sort of, kind of. Okay, it starts over. Not bad for a little 34-inch antenna. Boy, I wish a medium wave worked on this. This would, oh man, this would be a dandy. Rare little radio. I don't see these anywhere. In all my searches, I've never run across another one. And I've never seen a PT-80 anywhere. So that would be fun to have all three. And just to see this on a dusty little shelf is kind of cool. I think we went through all that. Let's just try this. I don't foresee this bringing anything at this time of night. Time of day, I guess I should say. Then we'll try a single sideband real quick and wrap it up. Cool little radio. Just one of those fun. While that scans, do we have a... Nope, no kickstand on this one. So that is you know, when you pay that much for something, boy, a little kickstand would have been kind of nice to throw in. It's just some strange design hiccups. Yeah, I think that's about the end of that. Let's go into... Let's just start here. Single sideband. You see how the light turns red. Don't know what we're going to get into. I hear something. Don't know that the wheel functions all that well either. That may need a little contact cleaner or something like that on it to liven it up. Let's just see if I can. .7210's like a radio station. Spanish radio station, I think, probably shouldn't be there, but they are. Just doing this, just it does when I turn that, it should. Yeah, it's just kind of quit altogether. Oh well, like I said, it's old. It's cantankerous. It's 22 bucks. Might be something here. Did I hit the, almost like the lock function? No? Yeah, it's just gone. Oh well. Hey, at least we got through what we got through, you know? Single sideband stuff can be hiding in like 7138 or something like that. At least we tried. And it's there. If you could find a fully functional PT-80, I bet it'd be a lot of fun to play around with. Great little radio. Yeah, it's got its major flaws. This one does anyway. The tuning wheel probably just needs a little deoxit spritzed around there or something. And I would say that was it. Worked earlier today even. So it just kind of give out. And that's okay. Anyway, we wrapped that up pretty quick. Trying to think, is there anything else that I haven't even mentioned on this? Like I said, it's a complex little radio. Great little radio. Sangean PT-80. Pro travel. Ooh. Oh, if nothing else, makes a really good FM radio. And I just wonder, does the tuning... FM. Yeah, it works on FM. No, not really. Okay, that's all right. I'll quit playing now. We still got direct entry, which is kind of good. Which we could. Oh, please hold. Humor me on this one. Single sideband. Let's go here. Where did we hear that one little bit at? So let's try 71. Let's see if I can do that. but you could enter it in manually then and try searching that way for it. Could. So that'd be a way around that wheel that doesn't want to work right for us. Just manually enter the frequency in. Use your little buttons up here, get it close, dial it in with the keypad. It'll be cumbersome, but it could be done. Alrighty, if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and that little bell thingy off to the side. I think it lets you know when I do a new video or whatever. Leave the comments below. What do you think of the Sangean PT-80 Pro Travel? I think it's pretty cool little radio from the past. I like it. It is neat. And comment, all that good stuff. That's all I got today. You know, go out, pick you up a little cheap shortwave radio, have a little bit of fun. That's the whole thing. We put the fun in dysfunctional. That's the key to the whole thing. We're putting the fun in dysfunctional. Alrighty, we'll see you at the next review.